Hi everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Can you guys hear me well? Okay, I take that as a yes. So I know you can't see me, but I'm not the star of the show here. We will bring our star in the show quite after this. So first and foremost, thank you for tuning in with our webinar. It's a preview of our bigger picture of mindfulness and emotional accidents as an effective stress management tool. So I know recently we want to talk more about this stress management tool. There's a lot of MCO there, PKP, PKPD, and all the alphabets out there. Triggering out the stresses in us. We have to work in the work from home and also PDPR with our kids. And if you have kids, that's it. So we want to invite a very renowned speaker, I would say. So I want to invite Mr. Vignesh Warren. He is a very experienced person in terms of extensive experience in terms of training and development. He have working with multiple majors and NCs and GLCs as well as local companies. So when we talk about training, he have a lot of extensive experience in training various groups of people from manual workers to senior management as well as highly acclaimed academic professionals. So Mr. Vignesh is literally all over the world. He have trained many professionals in the international crowd ranging from countries like Australia, Brazil, Singapore, Switzerland, and many more. And so that's why we're bringing him. So he have a more extensive knowledge for him to share with us how to manage our stressful in this very stressful time of this pandemic. So I think without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Vignesh Warren, or we can call him Mr. Warren. He will go through with us all his insights and all his knowledge to share with us to how for us to cope this stress. Mr. Magnus Warren, to you.
Yeah, Jarshat.
Yes, hi. How are you
Right.
doing, Mr. Warren?
Yeah, I'm good. Good. How are you?
Well, it's pretty good here, working from home and all. So I think we'll give the stage to you for you to take over.
All right. Can you see my slides there?
Yeah, your slides are pretty clear, and as well as your handsome face.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jarshat.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome to the session. It's a short session. It's a preview for our 3 days program, which is mindfulness and emotional excellence, a stress management tool. So, first question to all of you. I can't see any of you from here, but I presume that there are many watching the session. So my question is, first question to you, what causes stress in you? Just take about few seconds and try to reflect what are the causes of stress in your daily life now. So in this session, please take your pen or pencil. Please write down some points along the way. I'm sure it'll be beneficial for you. All right. All right. Stress is caused by stresses. There are many various types of stresses out there. So I'm sure you have listed some of it over there. One of the common stressors is job. Our work. Our work itself is very stressful for many out there. Traffic, health. Some of us have some health conditions which contributes to the stress. Personal development. So that day, the other day, one one participant was telling me, Mr. Warren, I feel very stressed because I have to attend a program, a personal development program, a training. The boss told him to attend. So that is also stressful for some people. For some people who do not have any personal development, is also stressful. So there are various ways of looking at it. Financial stress is a very big stress for many today. Relationship, so it's also another one. Relationship could be with your family members, your loved ones, your friends, anybody, your colleagues, your bosses. It's all relationship based stressors. So for some people, when they leave to work, those who are still driving, still going to office, the moment they go to the car, before they start the car, first thing that appears in their mind is their boss image. I have to see my boss. With that, the stressors already start. The stress already start. So okay, next is social, peer, competition. These are all stressors. And the most important one is now the COVID-19 and the new norm. So if you are feeling down, if you feel unwell, kind of feeling depressed, if you're feeling not okay, it's okay. It's okay to be not okay, because we are in a situation where it is not normal at all for all of us. Almost every one of us have gone through some sort of stressful period during this lockdown, COVID, since last year. So from COVID, from this point itself, there are many, many, many stressors. For example, next one, let's look at life's most stressful events, all in one chart. Can you see? When there is a death, so we say it's 100% stressful. This is how they rate. A divorce has its rate. Loss of job, you know, pregnancy. So with COVID, there are multiple things coming in. Can you see? Some have lost their jobs. Some have to work from home. It's totally different, a change. So all these are adding to the stress load that we already have, the existing stress load. So some of the key facts which I would like to inform you, which was this is based on the survey done by Kementerian Kesihatan. Uh, See, 1 in 4 Malaysians suffer some sort of mental health issue. 18,000 people diagnosed with depression in 2017. 4.2 million Malaysians will suffer some type of mental health problem from 2015 uh, onwards. An increased case of depression. So these facts, it is actually, I would say, it has current rate of depression, stress, mental health issues has surpassed this data. It is at a very alarming rate, because do you know what is the average suicide case in Malaysia now? The daily average? The daily average is about 3 to 4. There are about average of 3 to 4 people are committing suicide setiap hari di Malaysia. So, and 70%, 74% of them are youth, and they are males. So this is very alarming rate. And when we see someone bunuh diri, suicide, we tend to say because he lost his job, because there was a divorce. But actually, there is not only one factor which causes someone to take their life. There are actually multiple factors, multiple negative thoughts running in their mind, caused by multiple events over a long period. It's not just because of one. That one factor, it is a triggering factor which pushed them to do that. So there are a lot of things happening, and in this session, in this short session, you will know about that in detail. Why this can happen? Someone is so normal, suddenly he goes for he takes his own life. Why? Okay, let's look at this stress response system. How stress, what stress does to us when we feel stressful. You see over here, hypothalamus, it will trigger a hormone, all right, called CRH. It directs the pituitary gland in your brain, and there will be another hormone released to trigger cortisol. So when we say cortisol is the main stress hormone here, when this is how we measure stress levels in your body. So blood tests and all that. So cortisol is released to the immune system. With the release of cortisol, stress level in your body increases. All right, there'll be a lot of stress in your system. So next question is, do we need stress or not? Or we can live without stress? So someone told me, sir, after attend your program, the first day he told me, after this program, sir, I will have zero stress. No stress at all. Okay? Then I told him, if zero stress, you cannot be human anymore. Why? Because we need stress. All right? When you wake up in the morning, if they measure the cortisol level, the stress hormone in your body will be very high. Why? Because kalau tak cukup stress hormone in your body, you can't even wake up from your bed. So that's how important is stress hormones. The problem here is there's the over secretion. Over secretion causes problem. So in the case of stress, we always talk about fight or flight. All right. So when there is an instance, for example, a dog is chasing you. Let's say you are a very relaxed, no stress at all person. Anjing is chasing you. All right. So what you'll do? Tak apa, saya relax saja. Saya takkan buat apa-apa pun sebab I'm a very relaxed person. Boleh ke? You are gone. All right? The dog will terrorize you. So in that moment, it's either you're going to fight with the dog or you're going to move away from there. So for that, you need the stress hormones. That is where it is triggered. Amygdala is another one. It triggers the stress levels in you, and all your otot become kejang, everything is tight, and you're ready to move, either to fight or run away. So that's why we need stress on basis. But besides that, day to day we need stress. Without stress, we will not progress, we will not able to do any work. For example, this is a chart showing performance over stress. So there must be a stress level of then we need a level of stress production in our body for us to function. Problem is banyak keluar, banyak secretion, terlalu banyak secretion, then you can see you will have problem. You become tired, you become panic, anxiety, depression, everything will kick in. All right. So there are a lot of factors can cause the secretion of stress. Also your thoughts. The fundamental thing here is about the thoughts. That's what we will see in the later part of the session. Every negative thought will trigger the stress hormone in you. Anger, shameful, fear, frustration, frustration tentang kehidupan ni, every day kena lockdown, setiap hari MCO. So frustration, all that will release stress. Jealous, sedih, guilt, regret, benci, all these will produce stress in you. So symptoms of stress. If I ask you what are symptoms, if you see, there are actually more than 100 symptoms, more than that. But for the learning purpose, we have put in the core ones for you. Feeling restless. Okay, you don't feel relaxed, always restless, That's also one symptom. Easily become confused. Memory issue, tak boleh recall. Okay, eating too much. Okay, this is another issue. Either one person, there's a one bunch of group will eat too much, another bunch will not eat at all when there are a lot of stress. Okay, this is also a symptom. And we say men, when there are a lot of stress, they tend to drink. Drink means could be anything, water, anything, tea. So overconsumption. Let's say you love coffee. When you are very stressed, you tend to drink too much of coffee. If you're taking alcohol lah, you'll be taking more. Difficulty in concentration. All right, tak dapat focus. You feel like blur, not able to focus on your work, on your studies, or whatever. Lack of energy, tak cukup tenaga. You feel very tired. Within few hours lepas bangun, dah rasa letih dan lesu. Tak ada energy dah. Baru pukul 10 dah letih dah. You know, so lack of energy. Very fast you lose your energy. It's also a symptom of stress. Generally feeling upset, feeling down, always feel down saja. You know, like no mood to do anything. Like, you know, that is also one symptom. Always feel upset. Okay, muscle tension, kejang, otot, pains in the shoulder. Okay, shoulder, neck, there'll be pain. All right. Now I'm telling, now itself, some of you might have pain. All right. The more, that is the power of words. The moment we say there'll be some pain here, you might feel the pain. All right. Stomach issues, heart palpitation, okay, indigestion, pencernaan, masalah pencernaan, unable to sleep. There are people unable to sleep or tidur terlalu banyak. So there are two groups. Either tak tidur langsung or kurang tidur or excessive sleep. So which one of it is you? Shortness of breath. Macam tak cukup breath, shortness of breath. All right, these are some of the symptoms. So what are the effects? These are symptoms. But what stress can do to us actually? Do you know? If I ask you, what are the effects of stress? There are a lot of effects. What stress can do to us? Anxiety, all right? Feeling anxious all the time. Depression. So what is the difference between, apa perbezaan antara anxiety dan depression? Anxiety ialah you fikir tentang masa hadapan. What is going to happen in the future? How I'm going to do that? How I'm going to finish this task? What is going to happen if I cannot pay my bill? Anxiety. Keep thinking about the future and getting stressed. Depression is thinking about the past. Oh, this has happened in my life. I should have done this. If I have done that, I would have been better. I shouldn't have done that to the person, or I shouldn't have done this in my life. And thinking about the past and dwelling into the past and getting totally lost in the current. So both pun, you are not mindful now. You are not existing now. Your mind is either in the future or in the past. All right. Various other mental illnesses, which I will show you later. Cardiovascular disease, all right, heart problems, panic attacks. So the other day I had a friend who was perfectly fit, no problem. Dia pergi untuk check up all perfect, tapi he cannot breathe. He feel like he's gonna die. But doctor already check everything. Admit lagi, go for stress test, you know, everything's normal. But he's still feeling like he cannot breathe, he's going to die. This is what we call panic attack. The mind creates a fake situation because of too much of secretion of stress hormones in your body due to your thoughts or stressful situation. Ulcer, all right, ulcer is another common one, gastric and all that. Cancer is the indirect cause, all right, of stress. So for any questions, if you have any questions, you write it down. Towards the end, you can ask us. So stress ini, it's extremely dangerous. It can trigger a lot of things in your body. One is physical, dari aspect physical. Satu lagi dari aspect psychology. So dari aspect psychology or psychiatry, what can happen? You can see this path for some people who have genetic issues. Genetically, there are some issues. This will trigger. All right, we call it psychosis, schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is the person that we see outside in the road, totally lost of mental state. We call it orang gila sometimes, right? That the right term is schizophrenia. So, and also the other things, mania, depression, bipolar. So depression here, when we say under psychosis, it's actually major depression, all right? Totally lost, all right? Totally lost with the current state. Totally down, feeling very, very down and cannot do anything, cannot function, all right? Bipolar is bipolar, dual polar. Either they are extremely happy, excited, or extremely down, feeling very depressed. So those who are suffering from bipolar, they have two polars in their mental health. So they can be either very excited or very down. All right. And there are also other things in bipolar. Then neurosis is something can happen to anybody. OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. So the masa COVID ni, I see many have developed OCD. Sebab they say you have to be very clean. So some people, I met one guy the other day. So he comes for my relaxation therapy. This person washes his hand for about 80 to 90 times every day. Setiap hari dia kena basuh cuci tangan about 80 to 90 times. Sebab dia akan rasa macam tak bersih or tak safe. Setiap kali dia basuh tangan, he feel like it's dirty. So every few minutes dia akan pergi basuh tangan. This is what we call OCD. Alright? Phobia. A certain situation or stressful situation can cause phobia, and it can stay there for very long. Anxiety, all right, PTSD, post trauma, all right. So the trigger here is again stress. These are the trigger. Stress is the final main trigger. So if the stress is happening over and over in your body for a long time, lot of damages can happen. All right, this is one of it. Next, my question is, how do you manage your stress? Just think about it. Write down in the paper in front of you three techniques or methods that you use to manage your stress. All right. So, not everybody takes up the right pathway in managing stress. Some goes for wrong methods. Common one ialah rokok, smoking. All right. Drinking too much, alcoholism, addiction. Okay, the latest report says that dalam COVID ni, ramai yang push to this addiction behavior. Could be any sort of addiction, either phone, either TV, or addicted to YouTube. And also recent surveys shows some are addicted to sexual addiction. All that are increasing. All right. So these are also a negative way to handle the stress in you. All right. Overeating, as I said, or under eating. Some will eat a lot during this pandemic because already feeling very empty and stressed, or don't eat at all. Tapi I think ini don't eat at all ni kurang sikit lah. Mostly you go for the first one, overeating. Alright, semua kasih hantam. Alright, next, zoning out for hours. As I said, TV or computer or YouTube, You keep on going on and on and on. You open your phone, spending the whole day with it. This is a symptom that you are without your realization that you have taken a coping strategy, a negative coping strategy. So some people, okay, besides all this, when there are a lot of stress in you, there are people who do outbursts. Suddenly they letup. It could be letup in many aspects. One of the letup is suicide. Another letup is going scolding someone. Another one is going attacking someone. These are all we call it psychological outbursts. So I asked you earlier how you are managing your stress, your daily stress. So 3 points. So if it is a good one, for example, exercise, music, gardening, there are many good ways you can manage your stress. If it is that, please carry on. Exercise is a very important factor, very important method to manage your stress. All right. Apart from that, today we're going to look at mindfulness. How good is this mindfulness? How beneficial is this mindfulness for our stress management? So, what is this mindfulness? Okay, first, okay, there is a theory, a transient hypofrontality theory and mindfulness. This theory by Arnie Dietrich in 2002 says by practicing mindfulness, your prefrontal cortex, prefrontal is your frontal brain, right? Whatever pressure, whatever stress, whatever thoughts are always here, loaded here, you know. So if it is there are so many things you are thinking and it is there, it's stuck, it will elevate the stress hormones in you because you're thinking so many things and you're not sorting out. So with mindfulness, it gives a rest. All right. So it means transient means maknanya transient ialah temporary, sementara. Hypo means it is becomes quiet, temporarily quiet, quietening the frontal brain by doing mindfulness. So this is a measured method. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness, the definition is this. It's a process, it's a psychological process untuk bawa one's attention to the internal and external experiences and to be present. It is developed through breathing and focusing to bring one's attention to one place. So the breathing and focusing methods, various techniques are used to quieten the mind. The moment your mind is quiet, the hypofrontality occurs, you become relaxed, your stress level drops, lot of things happens. All right. So some of the benefits of mindfulness, Yala, it reduces stress. Definitely reduces stress. Okay, dear, increases attention and memory. Your focus and memory increases. Increases feel good hormones. There are a lot of good hormones that you need, right? Endorphin, oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, all these are good hormones that you need for your daily routine, daily function. These hormones, with these good hormones, you will feel good, you feel energized, your immune system improves. That's why stress has many links. When you have a lot of stress, your immune system also drops. So you are prone for sickness. All right. Helps to build resilience. All right. Very powerful. Any stressful situation, any tsunami in your life that happens, you need to bounce back. You kena patah balik kepada situasi yang normal. So how to patah balik? So how to build resilience too? With mindfulness, you can come back to your normal state. Improve relationship. When you are very calm and relaxed, very likely you'll have problem with people, right? Because you are happy internally. So it's very, very powerful in these aspects. Inner peace. Okay, inner peace is very important. It's more important than we say in psychology. We say it's more important than happiness because peace is the highest level of what to say satisfaction in you. Happiness just one state. That's why when people meninggal dunia they say rest in peace. They don't say rest in happy. Ada ke rest in happy? RIP kan, rest in peace. So we want the peace. The ultimate what to say the need for human beings is peace. Whatever we do, we want to attain the peace, but it can be attained easily with mindfulness practice. All right, let's look at this video from Oxford University. A research on they discuss about research on mindfulness.
When people train in mindfulness, what we see is the brain patterns changing. One thing that happens, for example, is the insula, which is a part of the neocortex, which is associated with empathy, with experiencing your body as it is, rather than, as it were, getting into stories about the body. But that begins to uncouple with the ventromedial prefrontal cortex. Now, that part of the cortex is very much associated with what you might call the narrative aspect of the self. That is, language, images, generating some, as it were, stories about the self. And if these uncouple, what people are able to experience and what we see happening in the brain is the ability to activate the compassion centers, as it were, without activating the stories, which often turn into overthinking or rumination as people experience it. For people who are suicidal when they get depressed, they can recover really quite well, but then if a small amount of mood catches them unawares, not only do they start blaming themselves and so on, but they get a lot of tunnel vision. In other words, they can't see solutions to their problems. And this happens very rapidly. We've shown in our laboratory work that it can happen in 10 minutes. We can use the electroencephalogram to measure the patterns in people's brains when their mood starts to go down. What happens is that you begin to see a neural signature in the brain that was there from long evolution and, as it were, correlated with running away from predators. Now this system switches on when we're trying to avoid even our own thoughts. So if you get a suicidal thought and you don't like it, what you do is try to avoid it, and it just makes the situation worse. Work by David Creswell in the United States has found that if people are not mindful, then the amygdala, the part of the brain that underlies fight and flight, the evolutionary old part of the brain, that tends to be chronically overactive. And what happens during mindfulness practice is it tends to damp that down, tends to naturally inhibit as you learn mindfulness. And that means that people are less likely to be, as it were, constantly stressed, rushed off their feet, but also they're less likely to respond to their own negative thinking.
All right. So, see, the video says that a lot of research is going on in various parts of the world, especially United States. They are doing lots of research for over the past like 10, 15 years. Very scientific research in mindfulness. That's why it is accepted well as a science, as a remedy for stress, uplifting your motivation levels, changing your neurological patterns, and so on. So in that video they discuss tadi mindfulness ni dia akan slow down amygdala activity. Amygdala dia triggers stress response, the fear, whatever. So there's a lot of activity goes in amygdala area. So when what they see in the brain scan is the activity is already very very slow, hardly any movement, very relaxed, and also prefrontal cortex, no much activity. The mind is very relaxed. So it also acts as a good antidepressant. All right, naturally you become very relaxed. It akan improve you punya thinking process, focus too, it will increase, memory, all that will increase. All right. So in this, when you attend the 3 days program or 3 days program with UMCSET, we will give you about 8 techniques, 8 mindfulness techniques. Earlier it used to be 6, but now we have added another 2, 8 techniques. In this webinar, we'll be giving you one technique. for you to practice and attain some sort of relaxation. All right? Okay. Now, take the pen or pencil in front of you. Write down what is your relaxation level now. Okay? If it is 10, you're very relaxed. Okay? Super relaxed. All right? Can sleep already lah. Huh? Very, very relaxed. If 0, you are very stressed. All right? 10 is highly relaxed. 0 is very relaxed. So between 0 to 10, where you are now. This is self-rating. Just take a moment, rate yourself where you are now. Okay. The technique that you're going to learn today is alternate nostril breathing. All right. How to do is, before how to do, what is the benefits is it removes unwanted, blocked negative thoughts in you. So many things are thought every day. Every day we are thinking good and bad. The bad things, the bad thoughts causes more stress in us. More stress hormones are released. The stress hormone release are in your body. So you need to take it out. So one way is through this breathing, the alternate nostril breathing. Second, it reduces stress. Lepas tu, it improves your thinking process, your cognitive process, your memory, attention, focus akan meningkat. All right. So how to do is simple. Take your right hand. All right. Close your right nostril. Press it. All right. Breathe in from left. So bila breathe in slow lah. Jangan macam nanti jam pula. So breathe in slow. All right. Take a slow breath. Don't have to force all. All right. Take a slow breath. Close. Hold for 8 seconds. Release on right. Okay. Now from right, tarik nafas. Close for 8 seconds. Release on left. Okay, this is one cycle. One cycle. You need to do 8 cycles. So now just do 8 cycles while listening to the talk. All right, just continue doing. You have done one cycle. One cycle is breathe in from close right, breathe in from left, close 8 seconds, then release on right. Alright, lepas tu tarik balik dari kanan, close untuk 8 saat, lepas tu release dekat kiri. Alright, one cycle. So you will have to do 8 cycles. Keep doing while you listen to the webinar. Finish the 8 cycles. Alright, keep doing and just listen to this. Sleep is a very important factor for your relaxation and stress. Alright, this guy that you see, the CEO and MD of SAP India, he became a CEO at a very young age, I think late 30s or something, you know. By the age of 42, I mean, he was very successful, very fit, very, very fit, a gym freak, health freak, no problem, body macam perfect. Suddenly, one day, he just died, all right, at the age of 42. So what they found out is he got a heart attack, but there wasn't any heart issues he had, no cardiovascular issues sebelum ni. Tapi tiba-tiba dia meninggal dunia. Why? So when they investigated, they realized the pattern. Every day dia tidur 3 atau 4 jam saja. He hardly had any good rest, good sleep. Very active in sports, very active in work, social life, all good. But sleep, he lacked. So 42 suddenly he collapsed. So what they say, what cardiologists say, when there is not enough sleep, there is a chance increases, there's an increased risk of BP, blood pressure by 350 to 400% chances, all right, increase risk of BP. So with this increase of BP, it leads to various other issues. So that's what happened. But besides that, bila tak cukup tidur, as I said, there'll be a lot of stress hormone produced. Although you are very nice, very happy, you have a good life, but tak cukup tidur, your body will produce more stress hormone. All right. So that's why you tak cukup tidur. When you wake up, you feel down, you feel depressed. Tak ada tenaga. All the symptoms of stress is there. It's because lack of sleep. So it also leads to other problem, cognitive problem macam memory issue. You can't recall. Lepas tu you can't think. Some people, that's why early morning they come to work like zombies. Don't know what's happening. Mata buka sikit je. Because of lack of sleep. They can't think. They can't concentrate on work. Lepas tu ada mood swing pula. Alright? Easily get triggered, angry. Immune system also drops. There are a lot of problems. So when you attend our 3 days program, we will go deeper into these issues on sleep. What are the effects of sleep, how to improve, what types of sleep, how long you should sleep, what is your biological clock, how to identify that, all that. So, but basically, in one line, you will need average 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and don't sleep after 11. All right, don't drag after 11. 11 should be the cutoff time. By 11, you must sleep. All right. Now, I believe you have done your 8 cycles of the astral nostril breathing. Now, mark your current relaxation level once again. Second marking. Where are you now? From 0 to 10. How relaxed are you? All right. Okay. Do you see any difference? If the difference is positive, it's good. All right. So we have done these trainings like about 15 years. So it's like 98 to 99%. There is an immediate reaction to the marker. Of course, we do a lot of other mindfulness activities, techniques. But even with this one marker, one particular mindfulness technique we have measured, we saw drastic improvement. All right. So keep doing this technique every day in the morning before you start the day, and once again at night before you go to sleep. All right, you can feel the difference and you can feel the calmness, how relaxed you are. All right, so I'm going to throw a question to you. How many thoughts per day that we think? How many thoughts do we have as human beings? Anyone could just think about it. How many hundreds or how many thousands? Average human beings. Any guesses? All right, let's see the number. 60,000 setiap hari. All right. So this is a lot. So the question here is, how many of these thoughts are positive and how many are negative? If more positive, you are a positive person. More negative, you are a negative person. All right. So more negative, more stressful you will be. Why? Let's look at this. Okay, there is something called 5 minutes mind effect and the power of subconscious or unconscious mind. 5 minutes of conscious thinking, when you're thinking of something, all right, something yang positive, something yang happy, 30 minit lepas tu, you akan rasa happy for no reason. Alright? 5 minit you fikir sesuatu yang happy or good. Next 30 minutes you will be happy for no reason. You'll feel good, happy. But if 5 minit you are thinking something negative, alright, contoh, worrying. lepas 3 jam tu, you will feel down. You will feel very unhappy. This is how it works. Conscious and subconscious or unconscious. Whatever you put in first in your mind, in your conscious mind, it processes. Subconscious or unconscious processes and gives out again back to your conscious. For example, you pergi untuk cuti, when you go for holiday, you enjoy there for few days or 1 week or whatever. Lepas you balik dari cuti, you rasa happy. When you go to work, you feel very light, very relaxed. It's because of this. There are many, many minutes of happiness, and the subconscious or unconscious has taken it and it's releasing back to you. So same goes to the other one, negative. So there's a story, a true story of someone I know. This person lives in Bangi. Some years ago, he lost his job. He was doing very well, lost his job, but he got some money, VSS, 100,000. He invests dalam some transport business. All the money he invested within few weeks, all sudah lingkup because the business didn't go well. Everything went back to zero. All right. So he was very sad, obviously. So he wanted to come and see us. So we are from Perak. So he was driving all the way from Bangi to come to my place. So imagine how many hours, 4 to 5 hours, and just calculate how many minutes of negative thoughts, worries, sadness while he's driving. So when he reached my place, he could not come out from the car. So we observed that he's there, he's not moving, he's just static, sitting there. So I had opened the door, he couldn't move. We had to pull him out. He couldn't walk. You know. So question is, did anyone hit him? Did anyone pukul dia or hantam dia? Tada. Nothing happened. It's all the mind. Whatever thoughts you letak, it will reflect. This is what happened in this case. The true story. And there's another story of an insurance agent. Okay, this guy went for a course, a motivational course with the nutritionist. The speaker is also a nutritionist. Lepas hadir kursus, he went and saw the speaker. Sir, I'm doing insurance, but I have to do this amount of job every day. I must wake up in the morning, go and see my clients, go to my office. But by the time afternoon lepas lunch, I cannot do my work. I'm very tired. Lepas makan lunch, pergi tidur juga dekat rumah. So every day like this, he just works half day sajalah. So I need more energy. Can you give me some vitamins? So the nutritionist said, okay, just go and see my assistant. He'll give you some nutritions. We have some capsules for you. So these people, they were packing the capsules. They had the empty capsules kept there, and the assistant accidentally gave him the empty capsules to the insurance guy. Insurance guy took the empty capsules and went. Then after the session, the nutritionist came and asked, "Did you give the capsules?" "Yes, I gave him this." He said, "No, this is empty." "Oh, sir, I'm sorry, I gave him the wrong one. So just contact him immediately." But they could not contact him at all because he already left the country. After 2 months, he came to see the nutritionist again, the speaker. He said, "Sir, thank you so much. All the capsules you gave me gives me a lot of energy, lot of strength. Padahal capsule tu kosong." So they were shocked to listen to his statement. Then he asked for more, "Can you give me more, sir?" Then the nutritionist says, "Give him more." He just indicated to the staff, "Give him the empty ones." This is what we call placebo effect. Power of mind. The mind can do wonders. That's why when certain medications, instead of giving Panadol, they give some empty capsules, and they can see cures in patients. So the mind is so powerful. When it believes, it can create wonders. When you attend this program, we will discuss more about this in this 3 days program. We will give you practical. In fact, from our online session, we'll be giving practical sessions for you to try in your place, and you will be astonished with the results of your mind, what it can do. Within seconds, you can see the changes. All right. So automatic negative thoughts. We call it end. Some people, everything is negative for them. Life is every for them. Life is so negative. Anything you say, they don't like. Anything you talk about people, they don't like. They hate. They will talk in everything in negative way. If you give them a project, what if I fail? What if I cannot do? I think it's not enough for me. So everything is negative because they are already biasa dengan berfikir secara negative. Alright, so it becomes so natural in them. So it's all bermula dengan pemikiran, thoughts, repeated thoughts. What you are thinking becomes you punya emotion. If let's say suddenly you are doing sales. After the sales, one day your boss said, "You are useless. You are not good in sales." Then you keep thinking, "I think I'm not good. I'm not good." That causes emotional, stressful feeling down, depressed. Then with that feeling, you feel you already lost your confidence. Whatever you do, sales, you got no motivation. So the action is reflected. You don't do well because you're already thinking you're not good. All right, because of thoughts. Then it becomes a habit and behavior. And you say, I'm not good, like I cannot do that. Lah. I can only do this amount. This is my capability because you already believe. And it becomes your character and it becomes your destiny. It's all starts with your thoughts. No matter what people say, you can always change back. All right. It's the thoughts that creates the destiny for you. All right. This is can anyone see which country? This is Denmark. Huh? Denmark was rated as one of the happiest nation in the world a few years back. High GDP, good personal freedom, excellent public health care, smooth, relaxing environment, no stress. Looks everything happy. Tapi 35% of the population received some sort of mental illness treatment. So people start to question why. Semua ada. Tapi masih depression rate is high, mental illness rate is high. Why? What was missing in them? Now we think MCO, there's no freedom, lot of things is happening. But semua ada sini untuk diorang. Tapi still they have high level of mental illness cases. Why? Where else? You see, these are the pictures of some poor people around the country. Can you see how happy are they? All right. What is the difference? There are a lot of people who commit suicide. Sometimes rich and famous people. Semua ada, tapi still they do it. Why? This is what we will discuss in the program more. If you attend the 3 days program, we'll look into these details. So, and we say happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are all selari. You cakap satu, fikir satu, buat benda lain. You will have inner conflict. Inner conflict is another big topic that we'll discuss in this 3 days session. No use, you have so many stress management tools, everything. Tapi dalam diri ada conflict. You will not be happy at all. All right? We will look into that as well. So managing thoughts is the most important. Another important area that we will be discussing in the 3 days program. Everything begins with thoughts. If someone says something happens, something happening in your life, a bad thing happening, the thing happened, after that you start thinking. So the moment you think, you're creating more stress. All right? More hormones are released. Okay, as I said, the 5 minutes calculation, it occurs here. All right? You become more and more depressed. So how are you going to manage that? So we will teach all this in detail, this thought control, slaughter negative thoughts, and so on. We have a lot of process and techniques in this 3 days program on how to manage your thoughts. And with thoughts, you can change your actions. With thoughts and actions, you can change your feelings. All right? You can't control your feelings directly, but through your thoughts and action, you can. So this is what we call as cognitive behavioral therapy. So in our 3 days program, there are a lot of CBT techniques that you'll be exposed to. And also power of positive affirmations. Then we'll give you how to give affirmation to your subconscious. How to do that. There are methods that you learn. These are happy hormones. So I just wanted to say that with mindfulness, you can increase all these hormones in your body, good hormones. You'll also learn about LPI, Leonard's personality inventory. We will give you there's a report, detailed report about you, about your personality. And in that personality report, it will give you a full information about you. All right. So there are many quadrant sections of personality. For example, here you can see these are the 5 areas. So when we are talking about depression, we say people who are neutral character and analytical character tend to go for suicide. So when they analyze, people who are neutral and analytical tend to always go for suicide. They get more depressed. Why? All right. How to change yourself? Everything will be taught to you in this 3-day session using this inventory. So you get a very detailed report about you. So two factors which is important for human being, security and significance, and how to increase this. You will learn this in this program as well. Body, mind, spirit. We are talking about EQ, it's just mind and body. When you're talking about EE, it's a 3 area, 3 spectrum, spirit, mind, and body. So how are you going to change that in spirit level, which will reflect the gut, body, and your mind. And we will also learn about change management, how to face changes. It's a very deep topic. So when there's something happening in your life, a shock, a change, this is a process that you'll go through. After some time, don't worry, you will get adjusted because neurologically, we have something called neuroplasticity. We can adjust to situation. We can adjust to change if we give the mind an opportunity. All right. So other topics that you're going to learn in the 3 days is NLP communication model, psychology of perception, empathy and care, LPI report, Leonard's personality inventory in detail. Professor Leonard was the former director of UMC SET. So I'm directly trained under him to conduct this program. So this program is also vetted by a doctor and also a psychologist. You get a stress level report, detailed stress level report, learn about emotions, self-hypnosis, how to do self-hypnosis, we will teach you, CBD, as I said, 8 mindfulness techniques, some communication tool, food and diet, info, and power of words. All right. So that's about it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Warren. That was a very insightful talk, I would say. Can you guys hear me well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are a few questions in our comments regarding during your speak. One commented on her working space, her working area. So what happened was, you know how our bosses give us tasks, but sometimes, specifically for this lady, her boss doesn't give any requirements or specifications on certain tasks. So she turned out, burning the midnight oil, working all her energy and her effort on the task. By the end of the day, when it was submitted, it says that, oh, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I asked for. So how do you expect this? Because it's very demotivating, when you work your best on certain things, but at the end of the day, you got condescended on that. So yeah, how do you manage our mental health so that it will not affected by the boss's words or actions?
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Warren, I think you're a little bit breaking. Yeah, can you? Yeah, I think it's fine. Mm.
First,
Sorry, Mr. Warren. I think we got some comments that saying that your sound are a little bit breaking. I think your internet connection is a little bit, it's a little bit weak, I guess. It's still breaking. Just now when the whole when your whole speech was fine, but now is it because of me? Wait.
Okay, all right. How about now? Now, hello, can you hear?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay, all right. So they are, as I said, they are multi-factors. One of the things that we suggest in our communication programs is also included in this 3 days program is how to communicate with your, superior bosses, anybody. One of the important thing is to ask about expectation. What is the expectation of the boss on generally? Or also, whenever a task is given, please ask questions. All right. So what happens is, it happens to everybody. When I first started work, we tend to just take and go and do it, and we give it back. So I have experienced myself. There were memos, there were letters. When I first started, my boss even told me to redo for about 16 to 17 times. Either he wants to do it purposely or is another factor, another matter. But the thing is, what I realized is I did not ask questions. I did not ask what really he wants. So before we take any task to process, spend some time what about asking what is the expectations, what is expected of the activity or the task, what can how it has to be done, everything in detail, so this is by asking these questions you can minimize the unnecessary repeated work. This is one. But another factor is the chemistry itself. What kind of person is he? What profile? That's why when you come for this 3 days program, we teach about the personality. Is he a highly decisive person? And you are very neutral, and very neutral people are very quiet. So and they tend to bully people who are very submissive. So how to deal? So when you see an aggressive person, you have to increase your aggressiveness to a certain level to match his or her behavior. All right. If you are too submissive, and they will take over you. So how to do it in a professional way? All that will be discussed. But generally, my suggestion is ask more questions to clarify before you go back to your place. Spend about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Make sure you understand well the instruction before carrying it out. All right.
Okay. Thank you. I think. Okay. The question on the screen, it says, is there any suggestions? Food supplements, vitamin that you can take to release, to cool down your stress and anxiety.
Okay. Vitamin, I'm not a nutritional expert, but what I can see you is certain form of exercises. Exercise is very important. With the increase of exercise, you are getting natural remedy to your stress. It will increase the what to say good hormones like endorphins, natural vitamin. Exercise, the moment you exercise, you can face the stress very easily. So someone asked me, exercise, mindfulness ni, will it solve my problem? I ada banyak stress ni. Will it solve my problem? It will not solve your problem. It's like umbrella, when there is a rain, if you have umbrella, you cannot stop the rain, but you can prevent from getting wet, right? And you can walk to the destination you wanted to. That is the difference. So when you have this kind of tool with you, it gives you a protection to face the situation, a immunity to face the situation. So in terms of vitamin, I would suggest please go back to the doctor, ask for detailed suggestion of vitamins.
Hmm. I think so. When we talk about, just previously we talked about boss expectations, right? So we're talking about someone else's expectations. So this particular question is like him himself as a student. So we see a lot of cases nowadays where students probably suicide or even dead because of an immense of amount of stress. So how do we expect our own expectations for not to be able to have stress? This particular question is asking of, as well students die as too much stressful assignments and works. So how do you expect our own expectations instead of expecting other people's expectations?
Okay, so it's again a perception. Um, your sometimes it goes back to the personality. That's why when we go for the session, we will go in detail about your personality. We want to know what personality are you. This kind of personality, what is how you can actually generate your own stress. There's no stress, but you are generating own stress. So it goes back to the
Mm,
personality. And what I'm saying is
correct, correct.
take it take it not say take it easy, take one step at once, plan plan well your activities. Don't think everything at one go. That's why we will teach you how to think one. If you think everything one shot, you become blurred. So that's why partly exercise mindfulness is actually to fragment. We call it in computers, we call it defragment. You can defragment your drive. You'll arrange back everything. You'll feel clear. You'll have a better view. So actually, you won't
Mhm.
understand until you really practice it. First, it looks everything. It looks stressed up. Everything looks blur. How I'm going to do? It's because there are a lot of hormones already produced in your body. Stress is already high. So first, you need to bring down first. Try these techniques. Try exercise. You see a difference. Then plan your work one by one, what to do today. Don't try to get everything and want to solve it and want to finish every assignments at one go. You might have like 5 or 6 assignments. You can't do everything at one go. So you need to plan what today, what assignment I should do, what I should be doing from 9 to
Stop
6.
procrastinating.
Yeah, so everyone procrastinates. But good, I mean, the successful people, they procrastinate lesser lah. you know those so successful, we procrastinate longer. So that is the difference. Procrastination itself is a psychological disease already. If you overdo it. So and also don't get jammed with these thoughts, because you are thinking. We want you to
Mm,
write it down. Write it down. What do you have to do? Okay, I have 10 assignments. Write down one by one, or put it in your what to say Excel sheet. So last week I had a call from Sri Lanka. One doctor, or she's a lecturer, called, and there were a lot of issues in her workplace. So she was so blurred. There's a death in the family. Lepas tu datang kerja, she got about 50 staffs, and each of them ada kerana lah, different kind of attitude. So she want to think about everyone at one go. Hey, this person like
mm,
this, that person like this, that person has done this thing bad to me. So she cannot cope because everything she putting into the mind, to the conscious mind. She cannot process and she gets stressed. So what we suggested was, you have 50 staffs, 50 problems, create a list, create a word sheet or Excel sheet. Okay, person A, what is the strength? What is the weaknesses? What is the issue? Put everything away from your mind. So when you see the
mhm,
person, you don't trigger yourself. You already put it away. So the most important thing is to live at this current moment without thinking other things. The problem, stress occurs because now you are listening to the speech, but in your mind you're thinking about my assignment I have to finish, my work I need to finish. Oh, this boss scolded me that day. I'm thinking about that. So you are living in the past or future, right? and you're not present. The moment you present sini, you are already stressed. Your happiness is gone. One person that we should look into, take it as a good example is either politically, whether the person correct or not is a different matter lah. Tun Mahathir, you see, what are the things he has gone through in his life? But if you see him, he's always happy. You know why? He lives in the present. So many issues. Tapi at the moment, he's always happy because he doesn't bring the issues to the present. If he goes for holiday, he only thinks for holiday. If he goes to see the people, if he goes to see the people, he only focus on the people. He lives at the present. That is why psychologically, as a point of psychological view, from psychological point of view, he's actually a very happy and peaceful person, for that age. So that is a good example of living in present. Focus now. If you're doing assignment, focus on it. If you are playing football, focus on it. Don't think about anything else. The moment other thoughts come in, you are damaged. All right. So that's what we want to cultivate in you. In these 3 days program, that's what we want to cultivate in you. Even in this 1 hour, you already have some insights about it. Live in the present. Jangan campur aduk your thoughts. All right.
Okay, Mr. Warren, I think that's about it. Or you want to take any more questions? How?
Can
I
I
think
can take.
okay, we'll take one more questions. Yeah. So these particular questions, in this pandemic time where stress is inevitable, it's gonna happen, especially in these very tough times. So, what are the suggestions for you to keep being positive in terms of whatever happening now, and especially in terms of we cannot play football per se. So this whole activity restrictions. So how do we get our stressful managed?
Is the walking allowed? Walking in the park not allowed, or walking in the street is allowed?
Per se that in my place is under PKPD, so we can't even go out of the house. So yeah, a lot of people actually locked down in their house. Not only because of the pandemic, but because we are paranoid. The cases are going very, very high, and especially in Lembah Kelang, where we are staying right now, it's very concerning. So we don't have the outlet to release our stress per se, to walk out or to play football, things like that. So how do we manage our stress from inside of the house?
Okay. So as I said, it's okay to be not okay. Sekarang, and that's what I started at. So if you're not okay, it's fine. But we have to find a way to make it okay, kan? So I have gone to NCO. I was here. So in my place, I could not even leave at that point of time. So what I did a lot of home exercise. So I looked at YouTube. There are many exercises that you can do it at home, and practice at home. So I usually spend about 30 minutes every day. Although it's not as good as kita pergi untuk gym or walk, but we can still do some sort of exercise in the house. At least about, so there is a simple count. We say 3 times 30. Dalam satu minggu, spend 3 times minimum lah.
30
Minimum 3 kali
minutes.
go for exercise, and each time tu 30 minit. Alright. So but now with the pandemic, you have more time at home. You can do about at least 20 minutes every day, about five times a day. So simple exercise. There are a lot of exercises. You can even YouTube exercises for lockdown. You can get a lot of many cardio and everything, stretching, semua ada. So this is one solution. Very, very important. Exercise is must. Don't skip. If you skip exercise, you cannot control your mind. You'll become easily stressed with the current condition. Especially you tinggal dekat apartment, tinggal dekat condo, you have no chance of seeing the outside world properly lah. If you are staying in a landed property, it's slightly the stress level is lower. There is some sort of place for you to walk out, at least, kan? So condo apartment is the high risk of stress exposure. Make sure you do everyday exercise. Then listen to positive talk, anything that is motivating you. Each person is different. Certain things, if you listen to certain things, you feel good. It could be prayer or whatever. Listen to that more, and keep keep tuning your mind. Let's say, that's why we are talking about the positive thoughts and how we're going to handle it. There are negative thoughts coming. Normal, huh? Something happened, you feel down, and the negative thought is coming. Oh, okay, your financial is going down, or that's my boss. He scolded me yesterday. You know why he scolded me? He dah scold, tapi you still thinking kan? Why he scolded me? Kenapa dia marah saya? You know, I dah stress ni tau. Lagi dia marah saya. Then, so you keep thinking about your boss. So, as I said, this is Mahathir's formula again. Come back to the current situation, push away the thought, cut away the thought. When the thought comes, say cut off, like taking a piece out and cut off lah. All right. So mentally, right? Don't take real piece out. Just mentally cut it off. Cutting it off. I don't want this. I don't want this negative thought. So bila you are trained, is what I told the Sri Lankan doctor. Cut, train your mind. Bila you are trained, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, automatically lepas tu, you will see the difference. Negative thoughts will not come to you because you already create a change pattern in your mind. So dia akan jadi secara semula jadi more natural and easy for you to control. Otherwise, it's difficult. So that's why we give you the mindfulness technique. Dengan mindfulness technique, your mind is more stable. So when you command your mind, you listen to you. If not, you command, your mind is weak, you'll fight back down. You say, I don't want to think about you. You'll say, he'll talk back to you. Why? Kenapa? You memang ada problem apa? So he'll try to enter back, you know. So this is what we call, we have to fight with the thoughts. The most important. No matter how many stress management technique you bought, mindfulness technique you bought, the fundamental is thoughts. If you cannot manage it well, then you will feel negative, you will feel stressed. So always cut it off. Train yourself. Start from today. Anything coming to your mind, cut off. No, I don't want this. Think something else. You will replace actually. With the thought coming, cut off and replace with something good. Or focus now. After 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, you see, dia akan jadi a normal pattern in you. So you will feel that you naturally tak ada negative thoughts because plasticity, we are very dynamic. Our brain is very dynamic and easier to control after that. Practice. Okay.
Okay, I think that is all for our Q&A session. I think first and foremost, thank you, Mr. Vigneswaran, for coming in. It was very, very insightful whole webinar. Yeah, I think it's very timely as well for us to walk through on stress management in these, tough times. So attention to, those who are interested. To get a full course of 3 days in this mindfulness and emotional excellence for positive mindset and stress management. This is going to run from the 4th until 6th August of 2021. Sorry. So the admission to this course is actually now open. So you can call and WhatsApp at the number shown below. I'll read it for you: 017-395-6171 and also 012-236-7207. And you have more questions, you can visit our website at www.umcced.edu.my for more information. Thank you so much, Mr. Vigneswaran, for all your sharing today. I hope we'll see you soon more. And those who want to see Mr. Warren more, please do register for this course. It's now open. So I think that's it for today. Thank you, Mr. Warren.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Thank you. Have a nice day and stay safe in this pandemic, yeah?
Thank you, Jashat.
Okay. Thank you. So everyone, as a reminder, if you are interested in this course, you can go into the number 017-395-6171 and also 012-236-7207. The number down below. And for more information, you can go to our website, www.umcced.edu.my. I think that's all for today. Thank you. I am Arshad. We'll see you soon more on our upcoming webinars. Thank you.